In today's video, we're exploring the Waldorf Astoria in Las Vegas. It's one of the best options if you don't want to stay in a casino. One big favor before we dive in is to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like content like this. Welcome into a standard size room at the Waldorf Astoria Las Vegas. Let's take a look at the view. We're almost near the end of the strip and we have a view of New York, New York and MGM. This is also the first time seeing a mirror in the middle of the window. It's pretty cool. Semi may or may not have scared himself when he was opening the drapes. Over here we have a dresser, and on the second level is where the safe is hidden. Very interesting level to put the safe though. Well, yeah, I think the safe might be too heavy for this, so it like pulls the bottom one out as well, but that's whatever. Over here is a workstation, which we're going to use as a charging station. Entertainment system is here with a large TV. In this drawer is the paid minibar section, along with the paid mini fridge. If for some reason you are fancy and you want Fiji water only, it's $15 in the room. There's a CVS downstairs where it's significantly cheaper, or you can have house bottled water for free.
Or you can get it for free by playing poker.
Coffee is from Nespresso, so wide variety of cups here. Ooh. They have the good teas. Teas are from tea leaves. In the middle is the hot water kettle. This is the bed. It's pretty comfy. What's really cool is that the charging station is here, and you also have an electronic panel to control all of the room lights. We have some pretty old wallpaper here, so as a quick background, this used to be the Mandarin Oriental before it rebranded to a Waldorf Astoria, and for a while it was closed for renovations, but it looks like the rooms themselves, like the interiors, haven't really been updated. Like you can tell that some of the cabinets are very dated. However, like the bar and restaurant area in floor 23 is completely renovated. But yeah, this is from the old Mandarin Oriental days. Same thing with the back right there. As you can see, there's like some broken pieces. All right, let's step inside the bathroom. Oh yeah, for some reason, this door does slide, in case you need to see the shower. This also is an accessible room, which is why the bathroom format is a lot more spacious and ADA friendly. This is the shower area, and the amenities are from Aesop. There's a double vanity and little amenities like mouthwash, shower cap, cotton swab, Q-tips, also little makeup removers. And behind that door is the toilet. Someone, not me, just took a really big number 2, so you can step inside. Over here is the closet. We have Waldorf Astoria branded robes, extra bedding, slippers are from Fret, so nice and plushy. And there's also a luggage rack and ironing board. In case you're curious where we are right here in 1010, so plenty of standard size rooms on this floor with the exception of a few corner rooms. One thing that makes this Waldorf Astoria really unique in Las Vegas is that it's a standalone hotel and it's not connected to a casino. So if you don't like casino vibes or like the indoor smoking, then this is the ideal spot. Let's go check out the rest of the property. The Waldorf Astoria has a hotel and a residence side, and they share the building amenities. The pool deck on the 8th floor has 3 pools, cabanas, and nice strip views. It feels more private and less of a party pool than many neighboring hotels. There's also a nice gym with a wide range of equipment, including ellipticals, free weights, and a yoga room. For dining, the main restaurant is called Zen Kitchen, and it features American dishes with some Asian-inspired items. It's open for breakfast and lunch daily, and dinner on select days. If the line is too long in the morning, Zen Cafe is right outside, and it's a grab-and-go coffee and pastry station. You can also order the full breakfast menu here to go. The highlight of the Waldorf is on the 23rd floor. Before renovations, this was the lobby area to check in. They transformed it into a bar and afternoon tea area called Peacock Alley. If you want amazing strip views and a cocktail, then Hard Shake is a must visit. It has one of the best views in the city, and the drinks are pretty good as well. If you have a dining credit to use on property, then this is a good option. The Waldorf is located in the city center complex between Aria and the shops at Crystal, and it's a few minutes walk from the T-Mobile Arena. It's a calm experience, and you can find plenty of restaurants and shopping within a 5-minute walk. If you want to visit Bellagio and check out the garden display, then it's about a 10-minute walk. There is a house car on property to use, and it's on a first-come, first-served basis. A lot of people prefer the Waldorf compared to other hotels on the Strip because you don't have to walk through a smoky casino maze in order to get to your room. The lobby recently completed renovations, but you still need to switch elevators to find the guest rooms. If you have premium cards with hotel credits, this is a great use case. Otherwise, look into VIP booking portals like Cardonomics. This gets you access to Hilton for luxury and virtuoso rates, which are usually the same as direct, but come with additional perks. For example, $90 per day for breakfast and $100 resort credit per stay. Also, sometimes these rates are even cheaper than direct. So here it's $331 all in, including the resort fee. Booking direct for the same exact date and room type, you're looking at about $360, so about $30 more. Your mileage may vary depending on the timing, but definitely worth a 30-second check given the savings and additional benefits. Again, link down below with the current password. For dinner, we walked over to the Cosmo to eat at Zuma. If you have a premium credit card with a Resi dining credit, Zuma is on Resi. If you're a time traveler, then double check this to see if it's still the case, since restaurants can switch reservation platforms. If you're interested in learning more about a card that has dining credits, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Zuma has 3 kitchens, the main kitchen, a robotic grill, and the sushi counter. We walked in and got a seat at the sushi counter. The focus of the food is on modern Japanese, authentic but not traditional. The menu selection looked good, and we wanted to try a little bit of everything, so we ordered the classic omakase menu, which was $148 per person. The first course was the appetizers, and it was a cured salmon, crispy calamari, tuna tataki, and spinach. The fish was super fresh and flavorful, and the calamari was a surprisingly large portion. Next up, we had the pork skewers, yellowtail sashimi, and yellowtail sushi. I wasn't really a fan of the yellowtail sushi since it didn't feel like anything special, but everything else was good. For the main courses, we had the miso cod, grilled beef, and a baked potato. The miso cod was perfectly cooked and flaky. Grilled beef and baked potato were also good. Finally, they brought out a massive dessert tower. This was filled with seasonal and Asian fruits, such as dragon and star fruits. On top of the fruits was a chocolate lava cake, ice cream, and a creme brulee. Overall, it was a fun and delicious dinner. I would happily come here again, especially with Resi credits. The food options at the Waldorf are basically Zen, which is on the 3rd floor. It's a cafe open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the Sky Bar, which has an amazing view of the Strip. So it has some small bites. It is on the pricier side, but I'm sure it's worth it for the amazing view, especially if you do have dining credits. We did decide to use the majority of the dining credit at Zen for dinner, and I would say if there was another option, I would probably skip Zen for dinner. They got rid of some of the really good fusion items that we had in the past, like the green curry, so all that's left from the Asian menu is basically sushi. That does sound like a first world problem, but I really like the green curry. So the menu here leans more towards American and Japanese, but very, very limited Japanese. Food-wise, I would say Resorts World is better just because it is a casino and its own little world, so there's tons of dining options on property, whereas here you're only stuck with 2 options, or the 3rd one in the lobby bar if you want to do afternoon tea there. So that's the main drawback. The Waldorf is a standalone hotel and it's a little harder to use, or very limited options for dining credit. There's also less of a range for a price point, so here I think everything is probably like the $2 or $3 sign. So if you want something like in the $1 sign budget, you're kind of out of luck.
Later.
For lunch, decided to get to-go orders from Zen Kitchen. I think we learned from last night that the only thing they really do well are simple sushi items. So I got the tuna poke bowl.
Not bad.
Sebi opted for the burger. Haven't tried it yet, but French fries are pretty good. Good morning, it's breakfast time, and since we do have Hilton Diamond status, we do get a breakfast credit of up to $40 per day for up to 2 people. This is a general dining credit, so you can choose to use it at the bar, at night, or whatever dining outlet there is. We decided to go for Zen Kitchen, and we went around 11 a.m., but there was quite a bit of a wait, so about 15 minutes. But the good thing is they do have a to-go area, so I got an egg Florentine to go. So we got a ham and cheese sandwich. Usually we would dine in, but since we didn't book this through a travel portal, we don't have guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout. This was more of a certificate booking. So if you book with points or certificates and you have diamond status, the most they'll give you is maybe 12 p.m. checkout if you're lucky. In this case, they only gave us 12 p.m. All right, so this is eggs Florentine. So we have the English muffin, hash brown, mushrooms, and spinach on top. Poached eggs are in each of these little containers, so it doesn't get too soggy. There's also a hollandaise sauce. Ooh, perfectly runny egg. Oh, it's a good quality egg too, since it's like orange. Not bad. It probably tastes better if you get it fresh at the restaurant, but it's good enough. Okay, let's try Sebastian's ham and cheese sandwich. It's okay. I'm gonna wrap up here and then we're gonna check out. Welcome to the Waldorf Astoria Las Vegas. We booked a stay through the Fine Hotels and Resorts program and got upgraded to the junior suite. Here is the king-size bed along with a lounging couch and a really cool view of the crystal shops. Over here on the bedside are buttons for the lights. Okay, I have found the button that controls the master lights. So this one truly does turn on all the lights compared to the one next to the bedside. And we have the buttons for the curtains.
Yeah, press the button, press the button.
Press the button, open. I'm so confused. Why don't these lights do anything? Okay, accent. I've turned all the accent lights too.
I mean, this is probably the most interactive tour we've done.
You do have to visit each light switch if you would like to turn the lights back on, which is interesting. Anyways, here is a decent sized walk-in closet with a vanity and water.
That's a weird spot to put water.
They give you a lot of bath salts. Oh, it smells good.
Just put it into a little bag and then
No.
Put it through TSA and see if they think it's something inappropriate. It smells nice though.
It smells really nice. Most places don't trust you with this much bath salt.
So let's give it a smell.
What? So large bathtub here, bath salts included, and double vanity with fancy soap. This is a TV inside the mirror, so this one is a bit outdated, but I guess it integrates with the whole mirror. If a shower is more your vibe, there's a large walk-in shower with fancy shampoo and conditioner. It's interesting that this is actually towards the front of the room. So I guess the concept is if you do have guests over, you can partition the room off. Here's the coffee station, weighted mini bar here, along with Nespresso and cups. Paid snacks. One really nice touch is that they do tidy your cables up. If you're curious what a standard corner room looks like, it feels slightly larger and has a unique layout. There's a standard king bed, workstation, sofa, and the most unique part is the bathroom. It has amazing views of the strip, and there's a large shower and bathtub that wraps around. Overall, I think the Waldorf is a good option if you want to be central within the strip, and it is really close walking to crystal shops and other casinos like Aria and the Cosmo. More for people who are willing to sacrifice on convenience of having a casino and options downstairs for something a little more quiet. If you made it this far in the video, leave a drink emoji down in the comments below and I'll try to heart and respond. My question to you is, what are your thoughts on the Waldorf Astoria in Las Vegas, and would you stay here, or do you prefer a property that's connected to a casino? Let me and everyone else know down in the comments below. See you in the next one. Supposed to be teaching you how to dance?